Okay, we haven't looked at our purple bookmarks for a little bit, and we need to make sure that before we keep going any further, we complete it. So earlier this week, you folks completed activity 2.5. 2.5 had you actually write a piece where you were comparing characters in Fahrenheit 451 to what traits or features that they had in common and that they had that was different. And yesterday, you held a conversation with a group of people for activity 2.6, talking about how society might perform certain actions. So with these two ideas in mind, how did activity 2.5 and 2.6 prepare you to write either essay, one discussing a dystopia, or how the hero's journey fits into Fahrenheit 451? Okay, when you're ready, you can go ahead and flip over to the back of your bookmark. That way we can catalog how the activity helped you practice concepts your essay will be graded on. So 2.5 helped you with quite a lot. It actually covered 6 out of the 10 concepts. So you can follow with me or just copy from the bookmark itself. 2.5 has you practice concept 2 and 3. 2.5 has you practice concepts 5 and 6. And 2.5 has you practice concept 9 and 10. Okay, yesterday's activity 2.6, it only covered 2 concepts. 2.6 covered concept 3, and it covered concept 8. And once you've got all that good stuff written down, you can set your purple bookmark to the side. And I'm going to have you open up your springboard to page 120. New activity, you folks know to diffuse those learning targets. So go ahead, take a few moments, break them down. Right, so today we're just going to focus on that first bullet point. And the goal here is to analyze and explain hero's journey archetype as it applies to Guy Montag. Okay? Now, believe it or not, that huge number 1 section, I actually want you to cross it off. That's really not going to be valid to us. We don't need to practice that. So the next thing I'm going to have you do is I want you to look at the bottom of page 120. You folks have this step 2, and that's really where we're going to start off. So could you read number 2 for us, please, Alicia?
What do you remember about
Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do with your family, first thing, in case you can't recall off the top of your head what the heck the steps were, where you can find the answers, it's actually page 16. That's where all of these steps are at, if you can't recall precisely what each step looks like. I want you to take no more than 2 minutes. I want you to quickly, briefly write in each box what exactly happens with each step. All right? So take about 2 minutes, talk it out with the family. If you feel doing it by yourself, you can do that too. All right, now, your goal today you've seen a few times. You're going to decide with Guy Montag where exactly has his departure stage occurred. So what events were actually his call to adventure, his refusal, and his beginning. So what I'm going to have you folks do with two partners, meaning you're going to work in groups of 3, you're going to tackle that handout on the screen. Okay? Now the handout itself, pretty basic, pretty simple to follow. I'm just going to take you through a few pieces first, and then you're going to be on your merry way with your group, okay? Now, all the way at the top of the form, you folks need to make sure that each person in your group has your name listed up there. Again, groups of 3, you and 2 partners, okay? What you have to ensure so that everybody is putting in their full participation, it says in the directions that each group member needs to write on the form. So it's up to you if each member wants to contribute an entire row. So maybe one person focuses on call to adventure, one person focuses on refusal, or maybe you want to work it out so each member works on a column. So someone is responsible for identifying the events. Someone's responsible for pulling the textual evidence. Someone does the analysis, the explanation itself. Okay? Now what I'm going to do to help you out a little bit more, I'm going to give you this. This is kind of a cheat sheet, okay? What I've listed for you are major events that have happened, and these events could be those 3 initial steps of a hero's journey. So they might actually be in here. I'm not saying 100% they are. You might actually think a different event is more applicable to certain steps of the hero's journey. This is just a possibility, okay? Now, one final thing I do have to tell you, what you have to do, what you have to ensure, is that this form is in my possession at the end of the class period. This is for a grade, okay? So if you folks finish this piece up early, fantastic. Read ahead, do the vocab, get those things done. But this is due at the end of the period. Any questions that you can think of right off the bat? All right, so you're going to need to make sure that you get yourself into a group of 3, yourself and 2 partners. Once you have, come to me so you can get the actual form. All right, folks, time is yours.
Okay.